I hope you wake up and your dog licked your makeup. I hope you get ready for work and you can't find your shirt. I hope you go on a date and your man asks for space with no place for excuses. I hope he chuck deuces. I hope all your plans fail with no money for bail and you end up in jail, but you live to tell where your space is invaded by the hate you created, trying to run through a village, lie, steal, and pillage. We need personal space. Just drop out the race. We need personal space. Just watch what you say. We need personal space. Won't you just go away? We need personal space. Little girl, not today. We need personal space. Just drop out the race. We need personal space. The little girl, not today. We need personal space. Just drop out the race. We need personal space. Just watch what you say. We need personal space. Won't you just go away? We need personal space. Little girl, not today. We need personal space. Just drop out the race. We need personal space. Just watch what you say. We need personal space.
One thing for sure and two things for certain is I'm never gonna hear you out if what I'm hearing is stupid. I'm not gonna hear that. I'm not gonna receive that. That's not my ministry. A lot of y'all sit and give too much of y'all time and effort to people who don't deserve it. Why would you be listening to somebody telling you that 2 + 2 is 92 when you know it's not? That is a waste of my time. It's not of the kingdom. It's not. And I would not subject myself to foolishness, okay? Because I don't like to consider myself to be foolish, so I don't want to sit with it. No, it ain't nothing we can do. We done talking. I'm done talking. I'm done listening as well. Yeah, so I don't know who needs to hear that. I hope it reaches you and I hope it touches your spirit. Stop entertaining foolishness. Because people will start seeing you as foolish or somebody to be played with. And I don't like to be played with. Go play Atari. Go play some spades. But don't play with me. All right, love you. Bye. One thing.
What's up, y'all? I was about to go to bed. I'm sitting up here doing work. And I am sitting up here looking at these races. Are y'all watching these races? Man, let me tell you something. Okay? The women are clearing the mess out of these races. Now, I'm a little pissed because y'all couldn't vote Kamala, but there's a woman governor in New Jersey. There's a woman governor in Virginia. There's a woman mayor in Detroit. What? Say what? And it's Democratic seats. Let me tell you. Because, let me just talk about this for a minute. I was not originally going to get on here, but I was watching these races and I was not afraid that it was going to be Republicans put in seats because I knew they wasn't. Because let me tell you, the other day, let's talk about this. Hold on. Let me find it because I was not really expecting to come on here. But I'm just seeing all of these conversations go on about these seats. And hold on. And I wanted to talk about this, and now that these races are going on, we can talk about this. And I'm not going to be up here long because I'm actually, I'm actively watching these races. Let me see who's in this room and let me speak. Hey, Wanda Smith, how are you? Hey, Javar, how are you? Everybody that's watching but not speaking, how are you doing? I don't know why we're still doing that. Why we're still watching people and not actively engaging in the chat, because if you're not going to enjoy going to the channels that you go to, by engaging with the people, why come? Just don't come. But anyway, hey Deb Hill, how you doing? Anyway, let's have this conversation right quick about a comment that was made that really kind of rubbed me the entire wrong way. We're gonna be live tomorrow, by the way. That's why I didn't go live tonight. We're gonna be live tomorrow with a guest from Harvey. We're gonna have a community conversation tomorrow about Harvey, and we're gonna do the recap of the meeting with the Harvey resident, because I feel like it's very important to have residents on your platform, if you can, that live where you're talking about or advocating in, or any of those things, and to be listening to the people that actually live in their community, about their thoughts on what is happening to them. So anyway, we're going to have that conversation tomorrow. But I've been wanting to talk about this because this right here, this was pure foolishness by somebody that looked like me, and I'm so embarrassed. So Charlamagne the God, I don't know, you all should know him from The Breakfast Club. I don't look at him, watch him, because they are foolish. They never do their homework. And I'm just not going to watch a man who wear more makeup than I do. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. But anywho, if that's your choice, then that's your choice. Anyway, Charlamagne tells the Democrats to give up and end the government shutdown. Laments, you lost the fight. Well, did anybody happen to tell him that it's a Republican Senate, a Republican House, and a Republican president? So this is not the Democrats shutdown. This is the Republicans shutdown. Would you say nobody bothered to tell him that? Oh, okay then. Hey, Miss Charlie, how you doing? And coming from somebody who looks like me, because like I said, they never do their research on The Breakfast Club. That's why I never watched them. I don't give them any of my views or nothing, because they're never knowledgeable about what they're talking about. Please explain to me how the Democrats can end a shutdown and the Republicans have the House, Republicans have the Senate, and there's a Republican president. So somebody explain to me whose actual shutdown is this? Huh? And if it were not for the Democrats standing up for you to be able to have affordable health care, nobody would be able to afford health care but Donald Trump and his friends. Because as it stands right now, the Obamacare co-pays and things have skyrocketed to where people are not even covered by health insurance right now because they cannot afford it. People that are on dialysis, cancer patients, all of these things. This is what the Democrats are standing up for affordable health care. But did anybody explain to him how government actually works? That it would be the people that have the majority of the votes. They control those things. The shutdown is in their control, right? But, so, this is the real reason why Birdman called shot a man. And I don't know what that says, Javar. Javar, you're going to have to get back to me on that one. But anyway, somebody make that make sense to me, how he feels like this is a Democrat shutdown when the Republicans have full control. Now, let's talk about these races, okay? Democrats have won the majority of the seats that are going on. There is a seat in Arizona that is held by a Democrat, which would give the Democrats another vote, right? That person has yet to be sworn in. The Republicans concocted this shutdown so they would not have to swear them in, so that they could pass all of the things that they wanted to pass in regards to health care. So that person has been elected to a seat and not duly sworn in so that they could cast their votes. And Republicans are keeping this shutdown going because they don't want that seat to be sworn in. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Oh, you can't say the word. I know that's right, Jafar. Okay, then I know what you're saying. Okay, cool. Um, so these are the things that are confusing to me. So they are blocking a seat in Arizona that has already been ran and won. There is a historic runoff that is about to happen in Texas. A senator died in the 18th district. His seat has been vacant for more than a year. There is a race that it took place. Let me bring it up for you guys. The race took place. If no one got the majority of the votes, then there's a runoff that occurs between the top two. Hey, no apologies, just me. How you doing? Thank you for popping in. I was just in here talking about these races. So if in Texas, if nobody got the majority, like the vast majority of the votes, there has to be a runoff that occurs, right? And so the runoff is happening to have to occur between a Black male Democrat, and he is young, very young, and a white woman. Her name Amanda, I believe. So it's going to be Amanda and Christian. I think his name is Christian. And now that there has to be a runoff, the governor of the state of Texas has to set the date of the runoff race, right? And we know that the Texas governor belongs to who? He belongs to Trump. So he's going to try to stall the runoff race. And so Roland Martin asked the Black guy, hey, what are you going to do if he tries to stall? Because he's supposed to set the race on the day for the race. And he said he's going to sue the mess out of the governor of Texas if he can, if he don't set this race by January. And I said, oh my God, y'all hold the line, please. One of my children is ringing the bell. They need help. I'll be right back. Hold the line, please, because I would love to further this conversation. You all talk amongst yourselves in the comments about what you've seen so far. So when I come back, I can read all of the comments, okay?
Today. Today. Little girl, not today. Space, just drop out the race. We need personal space, just watch what you say. We need personal space, won't you just go away? We need personal space, little girl, not today. We need personal space.
Okay, I'm back. Let me see what y'all see. Y'all didn't say nothing? My goodness. Okay. So, and I was talking about the Texas seat. The man's name is Christian. I think it's Menifee, in Texas, which is the 18th congressional district in Texas. Very historic, very poignant seat. And that runoff race is very important to the Democrats. Very important. And so a lot of these elections that are happening right now are very important. Why? They're very important to what is happening to this with this immigration stuff. Because if we get more Republican governors, if we get more Republican mayors, this ICE stuff is going to continue. You have to get Democrats in these seats. I don't care what you say about them. You got people out here saying, oh, the Democrats are corrupt. Well, so are the Republicans. Look at what they're doing. Lots of people still without SNAP benefits. Single parents, male and female. Disabled people without their SNAP benefits. They don't care who they hurt. At least with the Democrats, they're not going to hurt nobody, but they're going to get their money off the top. I don't care about that. Feed these people. Feed these people. So Democrats are very important right now for us to gain back some civility in this country. I see a lot of people that look like me saying flip red. See how that worked for you. Because Herschel Walker, Tim Scott, all of these people, they flipped red, thought they was going to get a seat at the table. They did not even get a corner. They didn't even get to sit at the kids' table. Huh? They did not even get to sit at the kids' table. They did not get an acknowledgement. They did not get a thank you. They did not get nothing. They got a kiss my ass, take this shutdown, and we going to make your folks suffer. Period. I find it interesting that some comments that were made was that, and by the way, you know, a female Danielle Carter. I will have to look her up. What state is she in? And by the way, in my home state of Virginia, which I'm very proud of, there were an epic amount of us that came out to vote. People that they did not even campaign to, because the Democratic strategist said that they don't need to go to the underprivileged or underserved communities and campaign because we don't vote. Excuse me. Yeah, we showed you how we don't vote. Because in Virginia, you got that woman governor now. Bet you wasn't expecting that. And she's a Democrat. And she ain't playing with the Republicans. She lives in Chicago. She's actually a vice president of his group called Chicago Flips Red. But if you see them at the next Broadview meeting, please be careful. Yeah, I will. I mean, I've met them. They were at the Harvey meeting. They came to the Harvey meeting. You talking about Zoe and I think that's that lady that be with her. They were yeah, Callie stood up tonight too. They were at the one of the Harvey meetings, the first Harvey meetings, but they didn't come back. And so we need to make sure in the South suburbs out here that we get out and vote come March. We need to get out and vote. And we need to put a Democrat in the seat so we can stop this nonsense. I don't care. Like for me, I'm an independent. Do I want to vote for a Democrat necessarily? No. But if they're the best of the evils that I got to vote for, then I'm going to vote for one. I'm going to vote for the one I think is the best. So, what came up on my page? Hold on. The Mamdani one in New York, they say he gathered all of the ethnic votes. He gathered all of the Mexicans, all of the blacks, all of the ethnicities. He gathered them. He went to their hood and asked for their vote and got their vote. Hold on, let me see. So it's very important that we get out here and we exercise our right to vote, because if you don't, you may not have it for much longer if they have their way with this redistricting stuff. But they can't have their way if the Democrats get control back. Or you might throw in an independent in there. If you throw an independent in the mix, they're not going to have control either. They're going to have to convince that independent that they're the best way to vote, which is highly probably unlikely. But anyway, I just had to get up here and, say that. Hold on, y'all. There is a lot going on with these races, and they're not turning out the way that the Republicans thought, because they thought that they was going to be gaining some more seats. They thought they were going to be gaining some more people. They just knew that they were going to be saying, oh, we got this. Oh, we got this. Oh, no, you don't. And I mean, this is literally a takeover of. Y'all believe that the man that won in New York, his name is Zohran Mamdani? Do y'all remember when what's that man name? I think it's Ben Stiller played the great Zohan. Lord have mercy. It's time for me to go to bed. He's about to give a speech now. I know that there was a big race going on in Philadelphia. Let's see which one we're gonna watch. Roland Martin is on. He has like a panel of people talking, but they're listening to Mamdani. Who y'all want to watch, Mamdani, or y'all want to go to Philly? Let me see if y'all talking. Let me check out Cali for Master G. Hold on. Okay, we're going to look at NPR. We're going to see what NPR says about California. Hold on, let me change this background. I know I'm blending in with this background because it's the same as my green screen. All right, let's see. California voters. Okay, new congressional lines boosting Democrats ahead of midterms. Wow. So they had a measure on the ballot called Proposition 50 will replace lines drawn by an independent commission with a map that could net Democrats as many as 5 new seats in next year's U.S. House elections. Oh, it's going to be on when it's on. Come on now, California. That's what I'm talking about. They voted yes to redistrict, and the Democrats are going to gain 5 new seats. Whew. I know Trump, man. He about to be pouting and posting all kinds of stuff. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, not that I vote going for the Democrats now, but I turned that vote in the minute I got it. Oh, Master G, don't it feel good to participate in your government, right? Trump sent over 100 ICE agents trying to intimidate the voters. That's crazy. And they be acting foolish, don't they, Master G? They be acting straight foolish. The ones that we came encounter in Broadview, boy, oh my God. They were so childish. I was like, this is what you get when you don't properly vet. This is what y'all doing? Child, felt like Antifa to me. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. Let's see. Let's see California's statewide results. Can y'all? Okay, yeah, y'all can. Let's see what their voter turnout was. This was their voter turnout so far, 21%. Man, that's horrible. But y'all still got the job done. My goodness. I think people are just really apathetic to politics right now because it seems like it doesn't matter who you put in these seats. They are horrible. Like, people do not have any morals right now. Let's see this. Y'all had 3 million people vote yes to that proposition. For that, what I'm talking about. Y'all had a few no's. That's probably the red places, the Republican district. These white parts did not even vote. God, that's sad. Look at all of that. Let's see the voter turnout if they'll tell us numbers. Okay, so the percentage is going up. We'll see what the total percentage is probably tomorrow. I'm getting nervous for the Illinois race, the voting coming on March. I think I'm going to work the polls. I'm going to work the polls on that day because I'm really getting nervous about the turnout here. People are tired. People are really tired, and it's like they don't want to do this anymore. They're like, it doesn't matter who you vote. Joy Reid is on, by the way. Joy Reid, I haven't seen John Moon on, but Joy Reid and Roland Martin, they're all on. This is Roland Martin. And like I said, that's Zohran Mamdani. Let me turn this on.
And to my incredible wife, Rama, Hayati, there is no one I would rather have by my side in this moment and in every moment. To every New Yorker, whether you voted for me, for one of my opponents, or felt too disappointed by politics to vote at all, thank you for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of your trust. I will wake each morning with a singular purpose: to make this city better for you than it was the day before. There are many who thought this day would never come, who feared that we would be condemned only to a future of less, with every election consigning us simply to more of the same. And there are others who see politics today as too cruel for the flame of hope to still burn. New York, we have answered those fears. Tonight we have spoken in a clear voice. Hope is alive. Hope is the decision that tens of thousands of New Yorkers made day after day. Volunteer shift after volunteer shift.
Gardis, we are up here talking about these races. So many women have won tonight. And I said, now y'all want to vote a woman. You couldn't vote Kamala, but now you want to vote a woman. So you have a woman governor in New Jersey. You have a woman governor in Virginia. You have a woman mayor in Detroit. And so now we are seeing the year of the woman. Is that what we're seeing? But anyway, that's what's happening. And they were all Democrats. And like I said, the seat that we need to really be concerned about is this Arizona seat. Let's look at this Atlanta, because something historic happened in Atlanta. They flipped 2 seats. The Democrats flipped 2 seats in Atlanta. And so it has been crazy. These races have been crazy all over the place. Lord have mercy. So we were talking about that because the Arizona person has been waiting to be sworn in Congress since the beginning of Donald Trump's administration and has not been sworn in yet. And there's a runoff race that is about to happen or has to happen in Texas because no one won the majority of the votes. So when that happens, the two highest vote getters have to do a runoff race. And that will be between a black male named Christian. I think his last name is Menifee or something like that. And then you have this white lady. I think her first name is Amanda. I'm sorry, I don't know her last name, but that's her first name is Amanda. And so the runoff will be between them two. Did y'all see the plane crash in Kentucky today too? The UPS plane that crashed, 4 people did not make it. And that plane had a whole bunch of fuel on it, and so right now it is still burning. They say they have it under control, but it is burning still. And so these races have been interesting. Your local government matters. Who is in control of your local government matters. And so all of these seats being flipped today, I know that Donald Trump is somewhere in that messed up White House punching the air because now he's going to have even more opposition in trying to be able to manipulate ICE all over the country. They've been making some long.
We believe in standing up for those we love. Whether you are an immigrant, a member of the trans community, one of the many black women that Donald Trump has fired from a federal job, a single mom still waiting for the cost of groceries to go down,
Tell them, Lim Dunn.
or anyone else with their back against the wall, your struggle is ours too. And we will build a city hall that stands steadfast alongside Jewish New Yorkers and does not waver in the fight against the scourge of anti-Semitism. Where the more than 1 million Muslims know that they belong. Not just in the 5 boroughs of this city, but in the halls of power. No more will New York be a city where you can traffic in Islamophobia and win an election. This new age will be defined by a competence and a compassion that have too long been placed at odds with one another. We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve and no.
I've heard so many speeches tonight. You guys, I want to know what your thoughts are on all of these women winning, the Democrats taking over. And I'm going to tell you, on Friday, the show that we are going to have on Friday is going to be super explosive. Let me go find. I don't know if I have any members of my channel on here. If you are a member of my channel, then you already know the information that will be shared on Friday. I'm about to show y'all. And Donnie is the most interesting and democratic socialist in the most capitalist city in the world. Yes. And you know what? They said that he centered his campaign around going to the hood. He went to all of the hoods and he gathered everyone. He gathered the Mexicans, they said. They said he gathered the Haitians. He gathered the blacks. He gathered the Chinese. He gathered everybody that Trump is trying to put out of this country to come and vote for him. And they showed up. He went down and spoke down. They said that was his campaign. His campaign was going to the hood. It was centered around going to the hood and talking to the underserved people and finding out what they needed and what they wanted. And that's what he did. And those people came out. SP, did you see Trump threaten New York, stating if they elected this man, he would withhold funds to their state? Listen, nobody's concerned about that man. He need to swear in that Democrat from Arizona so they can take back one of these houses. They either need to take back the House or they need to take back the Senate. I think her seat is a Senate seat, so they'll end up taking back the Senate. So that's what he need to do. He need to mind his business, the business that pay him. Worrying about New York is not it. He need to be worried about the country as a whole. He need to be worrying about affordable health care. This man that started a whole war that was not even a problem. It wasn't a major problem. I mean, this is a country that's been built on immigrants. The Statue of Liberty literally says, give me you're tired, you're poor, you're weak, you're hungry. I'd be so confused that this man, who is an immigrant himself, talking about what we finna do or what we need to do over here. What we need to do is control crime in every state, which is a state problem, and they need to control that. I mean, if that was controlled, if a lot of this crime stuff was controlled, if they didn't make money off crime and this crime stuff was controlled, you wouldn't have a lot of these violent, illegal immigrants in the country, because they would have been arrested for the crimes that they've been doing. I mean, I don't know. I'm so confused about this man. I'm totally confused about this man. Okay, I'm very confused about this man, and this exclusive right here. If you are a member of my channel, you need to go watch this video. We are going to be talking about this on Friday in the public, and you absolutely do not want to miss this live on Friday. The next series of lives you do not want to miss. On Wednesday night, which is tomorrow at 6:30, we will be speaking to a Harvey resident, and we'll be doing the Harvey meeting recap. And it will be sort of like a community conversation. We need to include people who actually live in their community in the conversation. And we need to listen to what they have to say about their views on what is happening where they live, and what they feel that could be done to fix some of the problems. A lot of those problems are not easy fixes. If you all saw me on D Love's channel, she took me to this place. They actually have moved it, and it's in the first ward. It has a nerve to be in Tyrone Rogers' ward, this place that D Love calls Little San Juan. No, she calls it Little Tijuana. I called it Little San Juan. But the conditions there are far beyond poor. Okay, and I was told that they moved this mobile home park from the front. So it was like it was on a main street. They moved it from the front to the back of this neighborhood in the first ward. And rightly so, because first of all, half of those places back there need to be condemned. Not a code inspector has been back there, I don't think, ever. Because I got all sorts of questions, and we're going to take you back there so that you can see it. Okay? We're going to go back there so you can see this, because I didn't believe what I was seeing with my own eyes. And so we're going to do that. But if you are a member of my channel and you have not watched the members only live from today, You need to go watch that live. We are going to have that conversation on the public platform on Friday. Now, you all know that they have banned me from Dalton Politics because they are trying to control the narrative. They are trying to control information. And because certain people that they have partnered with, that they let have a voice in there, are only giving you the information that they tell them to give you, and that's what you should believe, then the majority of the Dalton people will not hear this live on Friday, which is going to be very unfortunate. It's going to be very unfortunate. But let me tell you what they can't stop. They can't stop you posting my video in the comments. So you can make a post about the conversation and you can post the video in the comments and then see what happened, because they will have to delete your whole post in order to get rid of the live. But we're going to have this conversation because you all need to know what has went on and expired in your community, and you need to know this information. After I put in a FOIA to Dalton, so I'm going to say this here, this is really about that conversation, but I'm going to say this. We watched the Dalton meeting, not this last meeting, but the meeting before this one. And the lawyer has said that all the FOIAs had been answered. That was a whole and complete and total lie. And I didn't say allegedly. That was a lie. I put in a FOIA in July of this year. It just was answered yesterday. And it was not even answered correctly or fully. So I am still in a battle with the Attorney General's Public Access Office to get the full entirety of my FOIA. So I have had to fight with the Public Access Office for the last 4 months for my FOIA from Dalton. This is not anything negative about Dalton. Here, you're going to have the people try to come over here and say they're going to watch this video back and they're going to leave nasty comments. And as soon as you do, I'm telling you right now, for the replay people that's going to leave a nasty comment, don't waste your time, because don't get blocked. I'm sick of the nonsense. Okay? I'm not over here bashing anyone. What I want is for people to be right. What I want is for the proper government to be representing me. An ethical, honest, people-centered government. That's what I want. And I think that's what everybody wants. So don't come over here with I got a vendetta against this person or that person because certain people didn't come on my platform. I could give 2 Fs if don't nobody come over here. Let that be known. I don't care if nobody comes. Matter of fact, I have even stopped asking people to come. I have stopped reaching out for people to come. Because listen, in my community, one thing we gonna do, we gonna make it hard for each other. And since that's the case, then fine. I'm no longer gonna be worried about who's coming on here, who come, who don't come. I don't care. So don't let anyone tell you that narrative about me that I'm upset about it. I'm never upset about it because I understand who we are as a people. We need to fix us. Yeah, we need to fix us. So I'm not upset with anyone. I'm going to bring the unfiltered truth is what I'm going to bring. That video that you're seeing on your screen right there, that one that says exclusive, this one right here, nothing but the truth in there with receipts. With receipts. If you're not a member, even if you are a member and you are listening to me, you need to watch that video. Even if you're not a member, you might not get everything in that video, but we're going to have a conversation on Friday about some portions of that video I will be bringing to the public. But these videos are what I bring my members. They get to know things exclusively before anyone else. And that one right there, a freaking doozy. Who in here was on that live today of my members? I don't think I see anybody that was there. Deb Hill, you still in here? Deb Hill was on that live earlier, and boy, Jaws was, including mine, and I had already read it, the information beforehand. Okay? But these races are shaping up. We need to get out and vote. We need to make sure that we vote. Illinois, we have an election coming up. We are going to go over the candidates on this platform. I have a Black author coming on the platform for our November spotlight. If you want to get the book, I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll tell you about it tomorrow at the end of the Harvey Live. We have a very important race here. The U.S. Congressional 2nd District seat. That is a very important race because we need to gain control back. So we either need to send a independent or a Democrat. And running in that race, you have Jesse Jackson Jr., Jamaica Brown, Eric France, Donna Miller, Robert Peters, Willie Preston, Adele Regis, and Jeremy Young. We are going to take a look at all of those people on this platform so that you are informed about who they are. If we can find their platforms, then we will speak about their platforms. And so that you know, so that you can vote however you're going to vote, but you're going to be informed about voting it. And I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. The only thing I'm going to leave out is my opinion. But I will tell you the good, the bad, the ugly of what I find. And it'll be up to you to make the decision about who you're voting for. I think on that ballot too, there will be some judges. I need to go through my paperwork because we are going to have a few of them on this platform. And there is an assessor's race that will be going on in Cook County. And I will try to have 1 or 2 of them on this platform as well. Again, I'm not going to beg anyone to be on this platform. I'm going to send out emails and letters and do phone calls and ask. If I get a response, fine. If I don't, fine. That's how it will be from now on, because I don't care. Because it takes too much work to care. It takes too much work to do that. I already do a lot of work on these shows and things with little to no support on this channel, which is unfortunate because I put out a lot of great content on this channel. But anyway, before I leave off of this, I'm going to drop the link in the chat if anybody has anything they want to say. Then I'm going to let you say your piece. You come up here, we can talk about it, whatever you want. And I'm not going to be long, but that's all I had to say. I wanted to come up here and talk about these races and how important they are, and how important it is that we vote, because they are trying to do things, and we need to vote in order to stop them from doing those things. So right now, I think we're in a good position to regain what it is we need to regain. I wish I had a StreamYard. You don't need a StreamYard, Javar. Just hit the link. You don't need a StreamYard. Just hit the link and it will take you to the screen. You're either going to have to sign in with your Facebook or your YouTube. And you do that. And then check your camera, your microphone, and you're in there. That's all you got to do. Let me take this down. What were you all doing before I so rudely interrupted you? Were you all watching these races? I hope that you were. This information is very important. You don't have to care, but you should know. You should know. You should know what is going on and what is happening. You see, Mamdani had said that he'd like to thank even the people that didn't care enough to vote because they tired. So he talked to a lot of people. I'm telling you, he talked to a lot of people in the hood, in all the hoods, Mexican, Chinese. He gathered all of those people, which I think is a smart move because there is an attack. There's an attack that is happening on those group of people. And we're going to have to figure out how to get them motivated to vote. And that's even true in Illinois. I have so many updates to bring you. Whew. If nobody wants to join, nobody has anything, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I just came on to say that because I was watching all of these kind of historic things happen. So many seats that the Republicans thought they was going to win, boy, and they ended up losing and losing terribly because people are tired. This ICE thing has really split the nation. And we showed you that building in Broadview. I still got to put that interview of that young lady up, and that was in Broadview, the one that got snatched by ICE, and she was a U.S. citizen. I have it on my phone. I've been doing all kinds of work. I've been working on the show for tomorrow, and working on the show for Friday, and I forgot all about that. So let me just get to work on that too. What were you guys doing before I came on? Were you guys watching other people? Were you guys watching the race, or you guys watching TV? I be kind of watching everything, so I don't know. The one thing I hope about New York is I hope that Mamdani, I hope that he sticks to. What I don't get was why did the Democratic establishment so hard bent on derailing Mamdani? Yeah, because he represents hope, right? Because he represents a lot of people identify with him. His story, his passion is very captivating, right? And he is probably not part of any type of democratic machine, right? He realized that he had to run as a Democrat because that's what rules New York. You're either Republican or you're a Democrat. It's not really much room for an independent there, right? And he probably had zero chance of winning if he had said he was an independent. So running as a different Democrat is what was the right move for him. But yeah, he's not going to be controlled by anybody. And for, the Democrats, it's scary because he's going to actually work for the people. At least, wait a minute now, at least on paper. That's what he claimed he's going to do. We don't actually know what he's going to do until he gets there. It's a dude named Brian Taylor Cohen that stays on there next. Yeah. I have yet to watch him, but I've heard that Minion always talks about him, Brian Tyler Cohen. I have not watched him yet. I'll be watching so many people and so many things, right? I try to just focus in on a few people. So I watch Roland Martin. I watch Joy Reid. If you don't subscribe or watch the Jesse Jackson Jr. show, either he has a YouTube channel of his own, but he's also on KBLA 1580. They have a channel. I listen to him. He brings like all types of people on that show. All types of different people on that show. And Fat Meat Friday is funny. Because they do something different on that show on Fat Meat Friday. But I'm going to try to get around to watching some Brian Tyler Cohen because I keep hearing that name. I'm writing it down. Gardis, is that what you feel like? For me, that's what I feel like. I mean, the Democrats, they're more afraid of somebody who can inspire people to do stuff. Like he turned that voters race up. He brought people out, a lot of people out to vote for him. That is scary to a Democrat because he got power. He got power with the people, and that's the only thing that matters. So it doesn't matter, what they want to do. When he want to do something, he can do it. And that usually scares people a lot. Did you see Schumer? And why would he? Child. Hakeem looked physically sick, endorsing him at the last minute. These people do not understand because they run their lives based off favors. And really, once you look at the numbers, he didn't need endorsements from neither one of them. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it for real. He didn't need endorsements from either one of them, and that's why they were sick. Because when it came down to it, he didn't need neither one of them. He had everything he needed. That was him, his wife, and God. Period. But he's been honest, right? He's run like this never been seen before, like honesty campaign. And see, he's not. He's controlled by the people because that's who put him there. That's scary to them because there's nothing that they could offer him. And I'm sure they tried. Of course, what's interesting was while Obama praised Mamdani, he never gave a full endorsement. The Obamas have been trying to stay out of all of this, really. And if you ask me, that's more of a Michelle thing than it is an Obama thing because he loves politics. Michelle, she want to be a normal person. She don't want to be bombarded by the media anymore. She don't want to be speaking in nobody's conferences and caucuses. She want to be a normal person. Is that what you are seeing, Gardis, from her? And I feel like I said, I feel like she has more power in that house. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know if Gardis wants me to say anything about him, but I'm gonna I would like to start a Black-owned publication, and I have a name for it. I'm not gonna say it yet, but I have asked Gardis Watts to be a contributor to the paper, because he's brilliant. Why would I not ask him? And so I'm going to try to put this publication out. Y'all, I'll be working on 1,000 things. I promise you. I would like to have this publication up and ready by January 1. And I want it to be, our community centered. We will speak about a whole bunch of different topics, but, most of the things will be geared to us. And so I hope to have it up and put together skeletal wise by the end of this month. And Goddess right now has been the only one that I've asked to contribute a column to this publication, but the publication will include things that we need to know as far as what's going on in our communities, national and local, so that we can stay informed. I think Michelle was serious about running for president, but I think when she realized how scary it was, she backed down. Yeah, like I said, I think that the idea was exciting, but once you start hearing and seeing all the hate kind of manifest, even from the rumors, I think that was the part that she got scared about. Right? Because do you remember when they wanted Colin Powell to run? And Colin Powell was considering running. And when he said he would consider it, his wife and them all, his wife got very afraid and asked him not to. And she cited that they were, receiving hateful emails and things of that nature. Colin Powell would have been an awesome president. So, boy. But he didn't run because his wife was afraid. Well, I just want to get up here and talk to you all about those few things. And if you are not a member of my channel and you have not seen this last members only video, you should go watch it. If you're a member and you haven't watched it, go watch it. Very informative video. We are going to discuss that elephant in the room on Friday. But brace yourself. My members that haven't watched it yet, brace yourself, okay? And if you need to email me, go ahead and do so. But anyway, that's all I had to say. Thank you guys for popping in, the few of you that did. This channel has suffered from an attack from different people that don't want to see this channel succeed, and that's fine because I'm going to succeed regardless. But we'll see. Thank you guys for tuning in. I just saw Martin. I just got a notification from Martin. And he's on. You guys keep watching these races and watch how these Republicans start acting. They need to swear in this lady in Arizona. She's been waiting since Trump took office. But they know they're gonna lose if she gets in there and she's sworn in. She's the deciding vote. She's not voting with the Republicans, and they're gonna lose control. And that's gonna be that. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, unsubscribe. That seems to be the theme. Whatever theme whatever you on, just be on that. But I hope you be informed once you leave this platform.
Be in the know, just know what you show.